We're going to be taking a closer look at some Rohan runs. Not really sure how they're going to do this week. I think they are good enough for a 400,000 or 500,000 score. I've been told that a comparable team can do 900,000, but I think it takes a lot of RNG and patience, which I don't necessarily have when it comes to this team. I'm also, I don't think, the best pilot of it, but we'll take a look at a few runs and just see what happens. The general setup is Ironhide, Aemir, Eowyn, Eothane, and Halberd. You can see my Halberd is not geared that well. I have seen people run, instead of Eothane, Naramiri as a second healer, which kind of helps sustain the team and allow really Aemir to do most of the work with his assists. We'll do a few runs with it. Maybe we'll sub in Naramiri. Pretty similar strategy to anything in chapter 1. You really want to try to take out that skull crusher before he takes a turn. I don't even think my elves are capable of doing that, even with a pretty strong Elro here. Kind of unfortunate. We're going to not taunt. We really don't want to bring much attention to Eothane. He's just kind of there to soak up a few blows here and there. And go ahead and just hit. Now Aemir is going to set the bomber off. It's just so much damage to get through. See if we can disable here. We're not even going to AoE here because we want to try to maximize the amount of damage we can do when the bomber comes back around. So we'll just basic here. This may be a busted run. We do need to heal up as much as possible, and we will basic. And we'll try to get some crits. Okay, that's good. So now when we go for the bomber, hopefully, actually, we may be in trouble now. So we'll definitely AoE here. Okay, perfect. So I think we'll have enough damage to get a full clear. So that was pretty ideal. We did lose one before the full clear happened, but that's fine. No taunts, no skull crushers. This is pretty good. The only problem that I have is Halberd's pretty low. I don't think this is going to be a 900k run, but I think it's good to at least demonstrate that Rohan is capable of a 2-bomber strategy, even with lower gear investment. These characters are, other than Ironhide, who's fairly well developed because he's on my arena team, these characters are level 50, gear 7. I think he's going to end up destroying our team. Yeah, that's just too much to deal with. No assist from Aemir, so that's going to hurt. All right. He's got way too much turn meter. Still a good run. I think we can do better. I typically don't submit this type of score. I'm going to try to get at least 500,000 with them. Maybe we'll do a couple more runs on camera. Some days you completely regret not submitting that first run. You'll get good RNG, and then your next 10 runs or sub 300, it can be quite frustrating. If you don't at least give yourself a chance, you'll feel bad later. So this one actually worked out better than the previous run because we were able to get Ironhide's AoE off. I think he was under slow the first runs. Now this is going to be interesting. I don't know that we're going to be able to kill both of these in time. I may actually AoE with Ironhide. Okay, we're going to save this. Maybe we'll get another turn. We can get both of those. We'll just basic. And I'm actually going to heal. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I'm going to go ahead. He's too slow. He's probably not going to get another turn before they bomb us. I think we're just going to do this. We'll see if I regret that. Wow, okay. That could not have worked out any better. We're in way better shape this time than we were the last. This is actually a bad sign, though. It's rough to have two bombers in a row, and we're also looking at having this taunt here and a skull crusher. 2 skull crushers, actually. I think this is going to end very poorly for us. We will go ahead and apply some pressure to one of the bombers, and 100%. We'll save this. This might work out. Do this. All right, so he's going to take a turn. I'm worried about the bomber. Excuse me, him. So that's not great. Assist was good. Just didn't work out. We were really close there. I'm not sure we could have played it any differently, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. I'm going to try a few more runs off screen. I'll try to record it so that I can come back with an attempt if we get a really good one. But I think, again, that gives you a good idea of the general strategy that I employ with my Rohan team. Hopefully it will help improve your scores. After about 10 minutes of additional attempts offline with Halberd, I decided to switch things up and go with Naramiri, who I've been using on various teams in Chapter 1 lately. My Elrond team no longer relies on her for 900k runs, so she's a huge benefit to any other team on my roster. And since raw heals are more beneficial to make the Rohan Trio work, my 7-star level 60 Naramiri turns out to be a much better 5th squad member. The run started out about as smooth as you could want. Naramiri healed the squad up after the first bomber was activated, and a healer replaced the initial Skull Crusher, which did show back up in the third wave, unfortunately. Luckily, there were also 3 fire starters in that wave. Those are clutch because anytime the enemy orcs use their turns not attacking you, it makes Naramiri's job much easier keeping everyone alive. I did lose Aethane around the 540k mark. And this is a good time to point out that one character dying doesn't end your run. In particular, Aethane in this case, whose sole purpose is to soak up hits and maybe grant some turn meter right before he dies. For this Rohan comp with Ironhide, the most important character is Eomer. If he dies, the run is doomed. However, always play your 500Ks out to completion. You never know what's going to happen. And yes, I'm aware 898K does not equal 900K, but I submitted that score with zero shame before the RNG gods decided to freeze my game and take it away from me. Now that you know how to score big with Rohan, you should check out our video on Road to Rivendell, and be sure to also give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content in the future. Quantum out.